Hello everyone and welcome to the Money Man. Now today I've got a new commemorative banknote for you and it looks just like this. Now this is the new 20 Singaporean dollar commemorative banknote that has just been recently issued a few months ago, and it's very easy to get hold of if you're interested in this banknote. It was issued at face value, and although the price has increased ever so slightly, you can still find it quite cheaply on eBay, or just go to your local numismatist or banknote seller, and I'm sure you can pick up at least one copy of this banknote because there's so many that have been printed and issued, so it's very readily available. Now this commemorative banknote celebrates Singapore's Bicentennial, and you might be thinking, hey, Singapore hasn't been a country for that long. Well, the concept of Singaporean nationhood has been around for a lot longer than Singapore has been an independent nation. And let me give you another example to clarify that a little bit. If you think about Germany as a country, the idea of a German state is very old, and the German people have been around for a very long time. But Germany wasn't formed until a modern unified state until the mid-1800s. So it was basically several different small principalities and kingdoms. If you think about the Kingdom of Bavaria or Prussia, they were small Germanic states, and they weren't unified until much later. And I think the same concept could be true for Singapore. Although Singapore was part of British Malaya, the idea of it being a independent, separate entity has long been around. So this banknote doesn't celebrate the bicentennial of Singapore's independence. It actually just celebrates the bicentennial of Singapore as a concept. Yeah? A concept of an independent nation state. Now, I think I'm surmising that correctly, but please let me know if I'm mistaken in the comments section. That is my interpretation of it. Now, like I said, the theme is nationhood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read for you basically the blurb inside the folder, because it surmises it really well. And what it says is: the Singapore Bicentennial 20 commemorative note depicts the country's long journey to becoming a vibrant city and nation. It pays tribute to the generations of our forebears who arrived from different lands, sank roots here, and laid the foundations for modern Singapore. The note features a portrait of Mr. Yusof Ishak, our first president, and you can see him right here. And you just see at the bottom, we've got Yusof bin Ishak, first president of Singapore, right there. And on the reverse, there are 8 pioneering individuals who came to Singapore from as early as the 1800s. They were part of a broad cast who contributed in diverse fields, from commerce to culture, and social work to sports. So you can see those 8 influential individuals right here. I'm not going to go through every single one, but you can see, if you want to pause the video and and sort of zoom in, you can actually see that the names are under each portrait, and you can see that they're from a diverse range of backgrounds. But yeah, so if we spin around and look at the front, now the building on the front is quite interesting. It says here, the front shows the former Supreme Court and City Hall, which are now the National Gallery, Singapore. These 2 national monuments witness Singapore's passage to nationhood. So this was obviously a building that was key in the seminal moment of Singapore becoming an independent nation. But now it's pretty much a monument to to Singapore's history, and you can see the Singapore flag raised right there. And what I like about this banknote is, you've got the serial number down the side here and along the bottom, and it's in sort of like this nice gold colour, and I like these reflective patches just here and here. Now what you've got is 1819 to 2019 bicentennial, and you've got SG for Singapore, and then you've got the Singaporean coat of arms right here, which is really nice, and then the denomination in the top left. So it's a very nice banknote. Now on the back, we'll spin it around and look at the back again. Now what we've got here is a beautiful old picture of the old Singapore River, which flows into present-day Singapore. And the river was at the heart of Singapore's development as a trading port, and later part of the transformation into a business and financial hub. So it's a very iconic part of Singapore. And I love this transition from the old to the new. I've talked about this before. I love banknotes that have sort of depictions of life back in the day, and this one's really, really nice because you've got the old and the new, the original Singapore, and then you've got the thriving, bustling mega metropolis that it is today. So I think that's a really, really, really nice feature. It says as well, the multicoloured lattice work reflects Singapore's rich and diverse cultural tapestry. The 20 denomination, Singapore coat of arms, Singapore Bicentennial logo, and the years 1890 to 2019, apologies, are featured in gold with dynamic optical effects in the security stripe. So I think that's a really, really, really nice feature. Like I said before, very, very nice indeed. And the logo, I should have mentioned that as well. So yeah, so that's what I have for you today. I'll show you the folder that they come in. You can see pretty much the same as the design of the banknote, and a lot of collectors have actually dispensed with this folder. There are a lot of these notes online for sale now without folder, and I think the reason for that is because of this plastic. I've talked about this in other videos. These folders are not the best way to store the banknotes. These cheap plastics, can actually be damaging because of the chemicals in them. So a lot of collectors just dispense with the folder and sell the banknote as is. It's also part, it's pragmatism as well, because these banknote dealers are having to travel, and it's much easier to carry a bundle of these than 100 of these. So practicality means that these folders, they sometimes get done away with. And I think that if the banknote is relatively low in terms of its value, which this one is because so many were produced, the folder, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, so you might find a lot of these online for sale without the folder, but for me, I'm a bit of a purist. I like to have the folder as well, as a full set. So yeah, so that's what I have for you today. Inside is the information which I pretty much read out for you guys in this video. Great source of information. And here we've just got a little note in several languages from the Prime Minister there. So yeah, pretty cool. Let me know what you think of this banknote. I think it's pretty cool. At first I was kind of like, I might pick it up, I might not. But upon closer inspection, I really, really love the reverse of the banknote. So I think it's very, very well designed. So yeah, that's all I've got for you today. I also want to say a big thank you to everyone. My channel has really surged in popularity recently, and the number of subscribers is increasing, much faster than I expected. So thank you so much for all the warm and positive comments that I've received. I've had emails, I've had messages on my Facebook page, I've had lots of wonderful positive comments. Thank you so much for your support, guys. It really, really, really helps me and spurs me on to make more of these videos. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you haven't done already, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch my content. It's the Money Man, signing out for now. Bye bye.